Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 3rd of April for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you some standout details that we can all collectively relate to, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep into each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces. If you're a returning visitor, thank you so much for joining me once more. If you're new here, it's great to have you with us, and I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. This is very much a community, so please share any thoughts you have. I do interact with each one. So as we come into this new week, Mercury, the planet of communication, which rules the sign of Gemini, but also the sign of Virgo, where its influence is much more to do with precision. Its move into Taurus is asking us to grapple with the foundations in our lives, especially the ones to do with everyday finance, I feel. But the second house energy of Taurus is also about how we feel about ourselves, our self-worth and our values. But it's clashing with the mighty but tiny Pluto almost straight away. So Monday through to Wednesday could see some tensions around a group situation or around a closer relationship where our values may not align quite as closely with somebody else, perhaps as much as we thought they had done, or any differences that have been there can come to the surface, can be revealed. Pluto often keeps things out of sight, so there could be some revelations in this early part of the week. But there's also, from Tuesday to Saturday, Mercury actually forges a very constructive link to Saturn. So if we can tap in to past experiences, knowledge and instincts, our instincts, in a positive way, that can help us to make the most of our resources. Also, Saturn is linking brilliantly this week to Mars, with both Mars in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces, two water signs. I think the provocative energy of Mars, it's not at its best in Cancer, of course, it's in a full. I think that's saying, look, it's okay to grapple with emotions and perhaps even be a little bit more vulnerable. So we could see some people opening up about their core values or opening up about their feelings. Also, from Wednesday to Sunday, a glorious link between Venus and Neptune is really quite idealistic. So if there's someone coming through in our situation who we really do admire and has the kind of qualities that we can really respect, this could be something that gives us a lot of uplift. The key to that particular aspect is not to have unrealistic expectations. But of course, relationships really come sharply into focus on the back of the full moon. For most people, this is going to occur on Thursday. For those people who live on the west coast of America, it is on Wednesday. But Chiron, the wounded healer, is very close to the sun, as is Jupiter. And I feel that there is an opportunity here for all of us to think again about the connections we have, to not necessarily just view things in binary terms of they're with us, they're not with us. Life has become so polarized. If you can see the nuances in situations and the experience of our journey through this existence that are really quite mutual, that's going to be something we can gain from this. But with Uranus forging a quincunx to the moon position, it could be that in some situations, differences over money or how it's spent or those values could be the part of the relationship which really does need some attention. Now, as this week draws to a close, Venus is forging a wonderful angle to Pluto. This really can help us to appreciate the very special alliances we have in our lives. And also a little bit of fortune is starting to bubble up, potentially, as the week draws to a close, as the Sun is approaching Jupiter in Aries. They're actually going to meet up in person, so to speak, next Tuesday. that will be when the aspect becomes exact. But this is one of the most fortifying of all planetary aspects in astrology. So if energy has been a little bit low, physical vitality, there's a lot of things that we're absorbing these days that can make us feel a little bit depleted. So I feel that there's an opportunity to feel a sense of uplift. But overall, this is a week which is asking us to engage with feelings and also the reality of our everyday resources and our need for security, and just feed that into how we're thinking about our need to get our own way, very Aries energy, against how we need to collaborate and connect to others, that Libran full moon. Please stay with me now as I dive deep with each of the 12 signs. But if you would like to ascend above this zodiac forecast, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can prepare for you your life roadmap report. This can help you to get a much more intimate understanding of the patterns that have played out in your existence so far. And also my special package of 30% off, you can order your 12-month personal forecast. Totally unique to you, just like your life roadmap report. And this can give searing insights of how to make the most of the upcoming months. If you don't know your time of birth, I have developed a new solar chart and forecast package which also has 30% off. Please see the link below for more information on both. So Capricorn, your week commencing the 3rd of April forecast sees the moon through the lunation in the most prominent part of your situation. Even if you're quite a private person, you may find it more difficult to disguise how you feel about important strands in your world, but particularly around where you live, how you live there, and who with. But if that has proved to be a challenging part of your situation, entirely possible with all the pressures on housing that is so manifest these days, with Chiron and Jupiter in the mix, you have every right to feel that you can unlock the solution, particularly with the Sun approaching Jupiter towards the end of this week. Even the dynamics within your closest unit of people, whether it's blood family or an extended family situation, can be the cause of quite a lot of buoyancy. However, Mercury does move at the start of this week into a more outgoing zone, which I think you're really going to enjoy, but it does come into immediate conflict with Pluto. So right at the start of this week is probably not the best of times to be too free and easy with your resources. You could also have quite a stinging disagreement with someone who sees something around values, not necessarily money, but it could be in starkly different terms to you. But then Mercury goes on to forge a really productive and constructive link with your ruling planet Saturn. So the conversation can go from being a bit fraught to really actually giving you something that you're really quite pleased with. Also Venus, in the most romantic part of your situation, links in a quite magical way with Neptune. So your words could have quite an impact on someone this week. Don't underestimate just how much. But the full moon does see that classic work-life balance that we're all caught up with. We have all these devices and technology that are supposedly helping us, and we all seem to have either less time or less energy than ever. But as I say, Chiron and Jupiter gives you a chance to pour healing through your connections to others into your situation. But of course you have to be open to it. And if you're keeping up quite a shield to prevent yourself from opening up or from prevent other people from seeing your vulnerabilities, then it becomes much more difficult to receive the goodness. But I think some goodness can come through for you at the end of this week with the Sun applying to Jupiter, but also Venus does forge a very good angle to Jupiter as well. I think in some ways that could be more about your work situation. If you've generated some goodwill, I feel that someone's going to demonstrate to you in a more manifest way how much they appreciate that.